Hey friends, I'd like to do a couple things today for our math lesson. I'd like to review our coins, the names of the coins, the amounts that the coins are, and then I'd like to count groups of the same coin, okay? So here we go. This, let's see if you can see it up close. This is do you know? It is a penny. It is a penny. If I were to draw a penny, I would draw it like this. A circle. And then I can't draw all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a P in the middle for penny. Penny. Okay? All right, now, does anybody remember how much a penny is worth? If you've been doing those coin poems, you should know. Do you remember? 1 cent. Now here's how you write 1 cent. 1, the number 1, and then this little symbol. So it's like a little C with a line through it. That little symbol is the cent symbol. So anytime that you say cent, that's what it looks like. That's the symbol for cent. Okay? So 1 penny is worth 1 cent. I'm going to put this up here with the collection of pennies. We're going to talk about those pennies later. All right, now, here's another coin. Do you remember what that one's called? Yes, it's called a nickel. Now, if I were to draw a nickel, much like the penny, I'm going to do a circle. And then I'm going to draw, what letter do you think I'm going to draw in the middle there to represent a nickel? Not a P, that was for a penny. A nickel, if we put a P for a penny, we're going to put a N for a nickel. What are we going to put there? N, yes, good. N for nickel. So that would be how I would draw a nickel if I were going to draw a nickel. Okay? Now, does anybody remember how much the nickel is worth? 5 cents. Yes, 5 cents. I know that. So 5, the number 5. Then do you remember the sign, the symbol sign for cent? Yep, it's just a little C with a line through it. So that's 5 cents. That says 5 cents. Okay, now we'll put that up here with the other nickels. We'll come back to those later in a minute. Erase, and I have one more coin to show you. This is do you remember that? It's the smallest of those 3 coins that we just talked about. But out of the penny, nickel, and dime, it's worth the most. It is a dime, yes. And how I would draw a dime, it's a circle. And in the inside of that circle, I would put a D for dime. Good job. D for dime. Now, do you remember how much the dime is worth? 10 cents. Yes, I'm going to write 10 because it's worth 10. Then I'm going to write the cent sign. 10 cents. Good. All right, now I'm going to put this up here with the collection of dimes. Now, let's talk more about this collection of coins. We'll start up here with this collection of pennies. Now, whenever we're counting a collection of the same kind of coin, all we have to do is count by however many of that coin is worth. So we're going to count by however much this pennies are worth. How much is 1 penny worth? It's worth 1 cent, right? So we're going to count these pennies by ones, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 pennies there, right? There are 8 pennies, but if we're counting them like money, like coins, we need to count them a little bit differently. Watch me. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents. So I'm going to write 8, and then I need that cent sign. Remember that? Little C with a line through it. 8 cents. There are 8 pennies that I counted, and each penny is worth 1, so there are 8 cents there altogether. Okay, now for this row of coins, these are all nickels. How much are nickels worth? 1 nickel is worth 5 cents, right? So each time I count a nickel, I'm not counting by ones, I'm counting by 5s, right? Okay, because each one is worth 5. 5 cents, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, so there's 35 cents. And we need a little C with the cents. This is super important to put the cent sign. Because if you don't have the cent sign there, it's like saying there are 35 nickels. Well, there's not 35 nickels, right? There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nickels. But if we count nickels the way they're supposed to be counted, we count them by 5s. Because we're counting the cents. How much money, how much cents is here all together? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 cents. So that cent sign, that cent symbol is super important. We can't forget that. Okay, now we're going to count how much money we have here with the dimes, the row of dimes. Now remember, we're not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not counting like that because we don't want to know how many dimes there are. We want to know how much the dimes that are there are worth. So we're going to count the dimes by how much they're worth. How much are dimes worth? 10 cents. So we're going to count these by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 90 what? 90 dimes? No, there's not 90 dimes there. There's 90 cents. That cent sign, you need to remember that. Okay? Good job.